We need to have more clearance underneath. I have to dig 42 inches.
Stacked.
Whoa, that changes everything.
It's gonna be something that looks like that. If we get the okay from Steve.
There are going to be only 276 days left before we launch Wild Ribbon.
Not just a pretty face, eh? Pretty smart. Good day. So today we're starting with the rudder. Rudder is something that is a little bit trickier than the keel itself. It has to be perfect shape and everything. So Steve made us a profile, and all these parts were then numerized, sent to Trademark. Thank you again, Trademark. This is the shop. Huge place. Everything can be found in this place. This is what they used for rolling the plate. With a nice and easy stuff, well made. So this is the laser cutting system. This is how it starts. All the files are sent here to a computer that you can see. These are the pieces that we need for the rudder. And then from there, it's going back on that laser table over there. And it's going to be cut exactly the same pattern that we need. And it was cut on their laser table. So that's why every single piece are perfectly. If you look at the holes, they're all perfect. There's no burn spot. So it's exactly the same way as Steve designed it. And this is what it looks like, minus the top sheet. This is the bottom sheet, and the top sheet is going to go on top. So for now, what we need to do is assemble the foil, these bar, transversal bar like this. Make sure that everything is nice and square. And then we're going to skin it. That means putting that shape. If you look at the bottom of the plate, it's nice and curved like this. So Trademark were able to roll form it. So we're not going to have to, if you remember the last episode, that we had to use our truck to drive on top of it, try to give it a form. Now this one is perfectly shaped, like he follows it in a nice curve. This is the hole for a post. The post would be going over there. On top of the post, we have the bearing. I was, again, another guy from Trademark. It was nice to find somebody to make it for us. It's a bushing that goes on top of the tube inside the boat. This one goes on top of it. There's a set screw here that's going to be holding everything in place with the shaft. Let's go to the shaft now. So the shaft has a hole at the bottom, 1 inch, that the last foil fits in it. I put it on a piece of wood. Right now we're just jerry rig everything so we can pre-assemble, make sure everything is level. I install a piece of angle iron on top because I want to use a plumb, one on both sides, one in the front, one in the back. Make sure that we are straight in line. So as we're building it, I don't want any little curve in it or anything. It's going to be nice and tight. Then I'm going to tack everything. When we're satisfied it's tacked properly and it's straight, then we're going to start welding, and then we're going to skin it.
Ready to assemble?
Yes, let's give it a go.
Depths of silence where echoes remain. You were the sunrise and I was the rain. A collision of souls opposing in flight. I was the darkness, you yearned for the light. Now you're gone. Why did you cut me up, bring me out, and leave me high?
stacked. Comme la corde va être 26 et 7/8. There's a lot of metal distortion when you tack your stainless.
And it's very thin plate.
1/8 and 3/16. I think I'm gonna wait to weld when we're installed on the jig, making sure it doesn't warp anymore. I still have to weld the 1/8 here, 2 flat bar.
Sorry, you guys, we kind of missed it. Pierre already tacked the first sheet or the skin on one side of the rudder. There's still the leading edge and the tailing edge that needs to be also tack weld, and then it's going to be the other side.
So now that we skin one side, we have to do this side. And in order to do this side, since everything is close together, we do what's called plug welding. So I cut some slots in the tin sheet and the stainless, and I'm going to be welding. I've got a little plate underneath. Let me show you. I welded those plate first. Now this plate is going to be welded to this one. So that's going to be what we call the plug welding. And then all I get to do is weld the front and the back so it's nice and solid. So that's simple as that.
Lots of grinding tomorrow.
Yeah, all has to be polished, nice and smooth.
Do you have more weld?
Just the nose. Then here and there.
And the top there?
Yep.
Same with the bottom.
Yep.
And that should be done.
That should be it. That should be.
And then we try it.
Hopefully on Saturday or Sunday. Not Sunday is clean up day. Shop is really dirty. See you do.
My project today is to dig a hole for the rudder. So we do have some clearance there, but not enough to just like go through. And since it has to go straight, we need to have more clearance underneath. So for that, I have to dig 42 inches deep. So it's not my first time digging under the boat. It's going to be much easier this time because at least I can stand underneath. Last time I was so squished. If you missed it, you can watch that video again. It was all about the keel when we were making it, and we had to drop the keel in and also test it so we could test if it was going down properly. So that's it. Let's get started. Battery is going to die. They don't last long when it's cold. So I'm just about that much deep right now. It takes just time because there's those big rock that I keep hitting, and I know that the first 1.5 feet is just composed of those rocks. So I'll show you a little bit later on where I'm at. I don't think I'll be able to finish that today because I started just at 2 o'clock this afternoon. So I'll do what I can and then finish up tomorrow. Well, it's getting late now. It's almost dinner time. Okay, second day, I'm going to finish digging. Yesterday, the camera just died as I was explaining where I was at. I finished around 5 o'clock. I have 14 inches left to dig. Now I'm in the clay. Last time it went faster. The clay was, I guess, more hydrated, if it makes sense. So big chunk of it would come off. Now it's just like gravel, like tiny gravel. So it takes a lot of time to go through that. So yeah, so 14 inches more of digging, and that will be it. And it's really the time to do so because last night it went down to -8 Celsius. Now this afternoon it's around -2. There's a very, very light fluffy snow that's falling down, so I don't know if you'll be able to see. It's beautiful. So I have a couple of more hours left of sun and I will take advantage of it. So hopefully I'm done by the end of the day. That's what I have done so far. But a little bit above my knee. And that's my dirt pile. About 4 inches left on one side and then 12 inches on the other side. I thought it would be more encouraging if I would start at least do half and then complete And then I know how deep I need to go. I'm done. Finally. Correct? Ok. Tu en passes par là?
Ouais. That's all.
Je vais lever de bout. Je de la misère à contrôler là. Je vais de côté. Ok. C'est vraiment bien. Ah, il y a des grosses roches qui se sont mises dans le fond, je vais les enlever. Ça va être abrasif, tu sais.
En bas, t'es sûr qu'on a assez long?
Supposé.
Ok.
Humilié, on parle dans le fond. Tu sais, humide, là.
Ça, il est pas vrai.
Pas mal. Voilà. C'est pour la glisse, non?
Ouais, glisse.
Ok, on pousse. Mais capable, elle va partir, hein? C'est bon? J'ai plus beaucoup de... Comment?
Pas proche.
Mais là, on peut la descendre un peu plus droite. Ça classe. C'est rien que ça.
Faut que je sois assez pour être capable de mettre la pente. Oui.
Je
Je suis à bout. Bon. Faut que j'installe un chain. Combien ça reste de temps, là?
avant quoi?
Avant qu'il fasse soir.
Il est 14 moins quart, fait qu'il
Non.
nous reste environ 1 heure.
Non, je ne peux pas gosser pour ça.
Non?
Non. Il faut que je mette mon collet, mettre ma boat, je sorte mes gants. Je trouve les gants pour fitter dedans aussi. Okay, so a quick recap. Jennifer dug the hole, big hole. Then yesterday we brought the rudder in. We squeezed it in the hole. I installed the bottom bearing bushing right there. Installed a eye bolt over there. A strap attached to it. You'll see it when it gets to the top. And we're going to be using a chain fall. And in theory, we should be able to lift the keel straight up in the tube. When it gets to the top, we're going to put the top bushing and the collar. Then later on, we're going to finish with the bottom bearing. In theory, this is how it's supposed to work. In practice, we're not sure. So let's give it a try. So we said at first that it needs a village to build a sailboat. In this case, it needed a village to build a rudder. First, Steve Killing designed the rudder, turned it into files. Then the files were sent to Trademark. Trademark laser cut everything and preform it. Mike and friends at the Creative TIG made the bushing upper and lower. Andy at North Shore Propeller machined the shaft. And Pete at Taylor Marine did the bottom bushing made out of bronze. So it took those 5 people plus Jennifer digging the hole and myself welding everything to make the rudder. So thank you everybody. Oops. That's not good. Je lève le bushing. Ça, il a fallu que ça soit tourné. Well, the shackle twisted, so this won't go through. So we're just going to put a pin, bring it down. Donnons la pin là-bas. Regarde là. Non, ça marchera pas ça non plus. That's it, that's all. Bing bang.
Voilà.
Voila. For now, we're just going to put this temporary.
Fit like a glove.
Yes, ma'am. Now we just have to install the rudder and off we go. Off we go. Just need the water.
Whoa, that changes everything. She really looks like a boat now. Pierre installed the bracket on the rudder post, that's for the tiller. We haven't filmed that, so sorry. Now it's time to think about the length of the tiller itself and the layout of the cockpit. So that's just a mock-up to try it on the boat.
Yes, let's go try it.
Well, we had a filming malfunction, which we didn't realize at that time, so we don't have the footage with all the explanation. But we got you covered. In the next episode, we will walk you through the tiller fabrication, by the way, it won't stay straight like that, and show you the cockpit layout.
Oh, il faudrait qu'on se mette un stop. Hey, comme il est là, pas aller voir Chris.
Combien de degrés, ça? C'est quasiment... C'est plus que 45. Non, peut-être 45. Ouais.
Moving on now to the Skeg. We had to lengthen the base so it would reach under the rudder. This design ensured the rudder stays circularly in place and protects the propeller, giving it added protection. The risk of something getting stuck between the propeller and the rudder is therefore reduced. Pierre first machined the bottom plate, creating it to be removable in case we ever need to disassemble the rudder in the future. The whole assembly is made of stainless steel.
Well, another step done with the rudder. Now we are just waiting for the finishing touch. I'll show you what's been done lately. So what we did is, first of all, this is just stacked for now. So we install this H channel in stainless, and it's double reinforced underneath, like you can see like this. And on this side, it's going to be hard to see now that it's underneath the boat. We have a bronze bushing that's been machined at Pete at Tiller Marine. So now all we're waiting for is the cover. Cover is going to be made in stainless. It's going to be something that looks like that if we get the okay from Steve. And that'll be a finishing touch. Make sure everything is nice and tight. And after that, I'm going to finish the welding, and the bottom part will be done. All we're going to need to do after that is the top, where the rudder handle is going to be installed, the tiller, I should say, and that project is over.
It's melting. Today is really nice. It's quite a change. We had -15, -10, -15 for a while. It was a early winter, so now we're taking advantage of this weather because it's been a while, and I think tomorrow it's going to be even 10 degrees Celsius, so it's good. Pierre have been working on the Skeg. Well, as you know already, the rudder have been installed, and we needed to do some modification on the Skeg, so it's not completed yet, but at least it gave you an idea of what it's going to look like inside. So it's all reinforced. We had to add a flat bar underneath the existing Skeg so we could prolong it and also make it low enough so it would just finish underneath the rudder. And now we're going to add a sheet plate on each side and make that entire thing waterproof. The rudder really does look good. It's well done. We're very happy about it. A quick update, and also we need your help. So first thing first, a quick update. The exterior is pretty much done. There's a few touch-up to do, a few things to tack or weld here and there, but very soon we're going to move inside the boat, which is extremely exciting. This week also, we are going to the Toronto Boat Show. We have people to meet, among them Walter from Ray Marine, and we have also a bunch of parts to buy, and we're going to take advantage of all those sales. Once the week is done, Pierre is going to fly to Victoria in British Columbia. So we have a friend that had a promotion. She's going to be a major. And she did ask Pierre if he could present her with her major grade. So he's going to go there and do that.
So I went to Victoria, or actually not Victoria, but more like Esquimalt. I had the opportunity to present to a dear friend of mine her new rank. She was a captain in the military. She is now a major, Major Anne-Sophie Raté. I'm so proud of her. Only 5 years in the military and already a major. What an accomplishment.
So once Pierre is back, there is going to be only 276 days left before we put Well-Driven into the water. Feels like a sprint. There's so many things that needs to be done on the boat itself. Like, we have a lot of work to do, but there's also things that needs to be done on the side. And one of them is we need a place so we can live aboard next winter. So at the end of October, we're planning to launch Well-Driven. We're going to splash her and move inside. So we are looking for a place to stay, either in Georgian Bay, Lake Erie, or Lake Ontario. We do have a preference for Georgian Bay because it's so beautiful, but we haven't found any places yet. So if you know of a place or someone, or you have a contact information that you can share with us, that would be truly amazing. That's a big puzzle right now for us, and something that we kind of worry about. We do know of some marinas on Lake Ontario that provide such service, that allow people to stay on the boat during winter, but they're very limited, and the places are very limited too. So that's something that we need to figure out within the next maybe 6 weeks, where we're going to launch, where we're going to stay next winter. So this is it, guys. We'll see you soon on the next episode, and until then, have a great week and cheers.